vibe like Ray. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. I'm a vibe like Ray. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. Ray vibe. I'm a vibe like Ray.
What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy Ray here with the last video of the night. Elvis Presley, shout out to Andre for the dono. I appreciate you. Pieces of My Life is the name of the track. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Federico, cut the beat. Thank you, sir. You can leave. How's everybody's weekend? I saw Deadpool with the wife. Very, very entertaining movie. I'm a Deadpool. Deadpool has replaced my favorite superhero. My favorite superhero used to be Superman. Now my favorite superhero is Deadpool. I've made up my mind months ago. Deadpool to me is just his character reminds me of me, in a way. Beautiful movie. I love the movie. The movie was freaking funny. It was tongue-in-cheek. It was a lot of fourth wall breaking, and it was amazing. If you followed Deadpool's like 1 and 2, and Wolverines 1 and 2, and the origin Wolverine and the other one, if you saw all those movies, this movie is the best. And that's a fact. Elvis Presley. Enough of the jibber jabber. Tonight, I don't know if you guys know yet or not, but I did open up my new YouTube channel, and it's called Story Time with Ray. I got one story tonight for you guys. After the Elvis Presley, it's going to be on my new channel. Go over there. The link is down below. It's really easy. Down below, you'll see new channel link. Boom, just hit it, subscribe, and get ready for tonight. I am going to be dropping a new video on that page tonight. Enough of all that. Elvis Presley, it is on you.
What a glass full of whiskey, women that I never knew too well. Lord, the things I've seen and done, most of which I'd be ashamed to tell. I don't know how.
That boy did not just kick Elvis right now. He did not just do that. What movie's that in? Oh, I would have jumped out the bushes on that kid. Mr. Presley, I got him. Don't even worry about it. We good. We good. Don't, and then just lay him down. Tell your mama to pick you up at 12. What's wrong with you? Oh, that voice. Oh.
What a glass full of whiskey, women that I never knew. Lord, the things I've seen and done, most of which I'd be ashamed to tell. I don't know how it started. That's what makes a man, I guess. Now I'm holding on to nothing, trying to forget.
Trying to look back on my life to see if I can try to find the pieces to put it together. This sounds like the song has to do with like living in the industry, pretty much living in the face of the public and going through, getting all these things that you've never thought in a million years. And Elvis is perfect. This song is pretty much Elvis's life. I don't know if Elvis wrote this or if this was one of his writtens, but went from not having anything to having all these women surrounding him and all this money and all this fame and popularity, and from a person that comes from the ghetto that didn't have two nickels to rub together. And it's crazy because it's like when they say that saying "got it from the mud," that is the definition of Elvis Presley. Before anybody came out here and started using those words and putting that into songs and raps and everything else, it's Elvis. He literally got it from the mud. He literally was performing in little churches and little venues and little places with his family, going in there every single night, trying to get his name out there. And it finally happened to him. And he got the success because a blind man could see that Elvis was going to be somebody when it just needed the right person to hear him. There's a lot of those artists that we got right now that they're so good that the right person just needs to hear them. There's so much music and stuff put out on YouTube and everywhere right now that it's difficult for a person that has power to change someone's life to run into a song unless it's given to them. So, I mean, it's hard, just like back in the day. In rap, demos was getting out. Yeah, every time a rapper wants to get his name out there, he prints out a whole bunch of demos and he goes to clubs and he goes to performances and he goes to all these things to give an opportunity to pass out their demos so people can know who they are. So getting that term, getting it from the mud, it has to come from that time frame from Elvis. That's his story, getting it from the mud. Not saying that there's nobody else that wasn't doing it like that didn't get it from the mud or anything like that, but to get to a point of, oh my God, you're a megastar. Like, he's not just a star, a superstar, he's a megastar. To get to that point from the mud, he's human. You gotta expect him to do some crazy shit from time to time. Because that's just a human reaction to having everything you've ever wanted in your entire life. So if you've never been in that situation, or if you don't know anybody that's ever been in that situation, like personally, or seen it happen with your own eyes, it's very easy for people to start fucking judging people for what they've done or whatever has been said about the person. It's easy. But that ruins a man's character. That ruins what the man stood for, because negative always speaks louder. Always, 100% is going to speak louder than any positive thing could ever do. But going back to just thinking, like, he didn't know this was going to ever happen to him. He still had that passion. He still was like, you know what, whether I get it or don't get it, I don't care. It is. You could tell when that man's on stage, he loves doing it. Take all the money away, take all the fame away and everything. I think Elvis will still, even if he didn't become a megastar, I think Elvis still would have had a big, big impact in music, period. Whether he's behind the mic or on screen or anything, I think he would be behind the scenes as one of the best top-notch producers that everybody want to work with, or something that has to do with music, a vocal coach, something. I think this was always going to be a part of this man's life. And in life, he's a very good example. You got to go through a bunch of crap in order to get to where you want to get to in your career as a musician. And you're going to have to go through the crap. You have to go get it from the mud. And go to every little bar, hole-in-the-wall bar, just so you could put your music out there, just somebody can hear you. And that type of hunger and that type of fight that an artist could do at a young age like that, and then get what he got out of it. And people may say, like, I don't like the Colonel at all for everything that he's done for Elvis. But the Colonel did have the platform to let people know who Elvis is. Like, Elvis was already being talked about. People were already he was already that new sound that people were talking about all over. But the Colonel took it to another level because he knew the business side of it. He understood how to set up venues and how to set up all this other stuff with the bigger venues to put out Elvis's name. So that's one thing that That's why I say everybody is a part of your story, whether they're bad or good. They are an essential part of your story. In order for that story to be told, you have to go to the horse's mouth. You have to go to the people that were there. You have to go to the people that know, that's seen it, that has the information. Now, if you go and do that, and you go and listen to everybody that's ever met or dealt with Elvis Presley in a professional manner or in a personal manner, they all say the same thing. Am I right or am I wrong? They all say the same thing about Elvis Presley. So then how is it that the negative gets the clout or gets the attention when it's going off of not 100% fact? They'll take a fact and they'll expand it and mold it to the way they wanted to put it out. To me, it's crazy. It's crazy. When I talk about Elvis, I talk about Elvis because I get emotional.
See if I can find the pieces. I know that some were stolen and some just blew away. Well, I found the bad parts, found all the sad parts, but I guess I threw the best parts away.
Losing yourself. Sometimes emotionally, you just lose yourself because you start becoming so secluded and so in the public eye that the person that you used to be when you first started this, it just goes away now. But that's the difference between Elvis, though. Elvis didn't let the fame. Yeah, it changed his attire. It changed his address. It changed what he drove. It changed what he could buy. But I don't think this ever changes Elvis's humbleness. It never changed Elvis who he was. Look at some of the interviews that he's in. Listen to the way he talks. Listen to the way that he acts in front of the camera or acts in front of people. He does the same thing I do. He uses humor and stuff like that when he's in a nervous situation, when he's not comfortable. That's why if you see me on other people's podcasts or other people's show and everything, sometimes at the beginning I get nervous because I am never comfortable when I'm around other people. Never in my life am I comfortable. I'm comfortable talking to you guys because I've built a community that really understands me, so I can freely talk and be comfortable. Of course, I'm here by myself, so why not? But that's one thing that surprises me learning about Elvis is that he never changed his heart. His heart never changed. His decisions were crazy sometimes. Some of the acts that happened and things that happened, yeah, that's just comes with life, but him as a person has never changed. He's always been humbled. He's always had that Southern, swag and that humbleness and that, good old fashioned home cooked meal feel, apple pie feel. Like, I'm never gonna change who I am just because I have the money. So that's where Elvis goes up to like a role model type of area. Not only is he a megastar, but he's a lot of people's role model to feel that way and act that way. Like, it doesn't matter how famous or I get or how much money I make or anything like that. I'm still going to be the same person. So you can always take a lesson away from all of Elvis's history to make you a better person to keep on living your life. And that's a fact. And not for anything, but he's a nice piece of pie to look at. I'll take a slice.
Playing the bars, playing like a star. Anything to get a name.
Woo!
Carrying on, living on songs my friends wrote for me to sing. I'm looking back on my life, see if I can find the pieces. parts, but I guess I threw the best parts away. Away. All the pieces of my life, they're everywhere, they're everywhere. And the one I miss most of all is you. And you know.
And more times out of any, is always a smile on his face. Even when he doesn't want to be doing so, he's always showing smiles and happiness, and it's different. It's different once you get to know an artist that has that much of an impact on the world, man, and you really dive into this person's world. You see him more than just one of those singers that were popular back in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, whatever. It's more than that. It's more of he's more of an icon, a role model to me than anything else.
Is you, and you know who. Looking back on my life, Lord, see if I can find the pieces.
Oh, wow.
Looking back on my life today, to see if I can find the pieces. Looking back on my life, God help me find the pieces.
Wow. It's like when he gazes out like that, when he just looks, and there's a couple of videos that you'll see him that he'll just be zoned out into space and everything. You just wonder like what is going through that man's head. Like what is he really thinking at that moment? What is it going through his head? What's going through his head right now? I always think about it, and I just think he's just thinking about music. He's just thinking about, damn, I can't wait to get back on stage. You know, I want to perform, and I want to go to the studio, and I want to sing this song. And I think his whole focus in his mind was music and nothing else. Because, I mean, in order for you to do it that good, you have to eat, sleep, shit, everything. It has to be your go-to thing, and it's music. And if there's artists out there that don't have that feeling, that don't have that passion, that you could clearly see on Elvis and a lot of other artists, that if you don't have that type of emotion for it, then you shouldn't do it at all. If you're not gonna do it, don't do it right. That's it. If you're not gonna do it right, don't do it at all. That's what I meant to say. If you ain't gonna do it right, don't do it at all. You have to love this thing. That's why I tell my kids all the time. You'll find something in your life, it don't matter really what age it is. I mean, some of it matters because some of it's physical, but there's something, when you find that thing that all you could do all day long is think about it, all you could do is watch things about it and do your research and learn about it. And once you have something like that, that is what you call your passion. Now you take it and you do what you can with it and just be happy. That's it. Point blank. Because at the end of the day, no matter what went on in Elvis's life, no matter what went on, I know that in his mind, he's just like, look, I made it to a point with music that I never thought that I would, ever. And I did what I came to do. And that's exactly what he did. Point blank. You never could take away this man's legacy like that and throw it away like it was nothing. You're crazy. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, do all that. I love all of you guys. I got my last video for tonight. It's going to be on the next channel, Storytime with Ray. I love all of you guys. Have a great night, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Always know, Relvis loves you. I'm talking to you guys later. Peace.
Get money, stay high. Go to YouTube for story time with Ray We say he's a great guy. Have a lot of fun telling you his life and blaze live. Stay high. I dare you tonight to what? To like, share, and subscribe.